Hi. Today we'll be doing 3 skits. At first they may seem a little bit unconnected, but then we will connect the dots. So I hope you like it. Hi, and welcome to the Political Kitchen. Today our guest is Rabbi Eichenbach Fellis, PhD, to talk about Israel. We'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to see you.
Oh no, thank you for having me.
Today we'll be going through some really hard-hitting topics. I hope you're ready for it.
I am ready.
If you do a good job between us, I'll get you some cookies. They're kosher.
Okay, only kosher for me.
Alright, so let's go to our first question. Why is Israel important to Jews, both from the Torah's perspective and from today's perspective?
Well, did you know that in the Torah there are about 100 mitzvahs that can only be done in Israel? Also, Israel is important to the Jews because Abraham, the first Jew, was promised Israel by God. And also there are many significant historic and sacred locations from the Torah in Israel, which renders the country irreplaceable for the Jews. For example, we know the exact location where King David has once stood in Israel. In terms of today's perspective, the land of Israel is the Jews' land where they can freely express their Judaism, where they have no fear of being who they are. Israel is important for almost every Jew. Even when we pray, we mention Israel. We face Israel when we pray in prayers. Israel is always in the minds of Jews. Always.
I really didn't know that. That's so interesting. So, why is understanding the legitimate establishment of the modern state of Israel important to today's advocates for Israel? And what are those legitimate claims?
Well, we need to have an understanding of the legitimate establishment of Israel so that when other nations state that Israel belongs to them, we can show them that Israel was established in a completely legitimate process. This is our defense mechanism against people who claim that Israel does not belong to the Jews. The most important point to remember is that during the UN Partition Plan in 1948, the United Nations declared Israel as an independent Jewish state. We want it fair and square.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, if you had to give some advice to some Canadian Jewish teenagers out there, what do you think they can do to help advocate for Israel? And how can we change Israel's perception in the world?
Well, when I was a teenager, a Jewish Canadian teenager, I've heard Israel being condemned in front of me all the time. I always chose to remove myself from the situation because calling the person out on it seemed exhausting and frustrating. People who usually say bad things about Israel are usually very hard-headed and won't see anyone's view but their own. However, I realized that when I don't say anything, it's just as bad as consenting to what the other person is saying about Israel. If I don't say anything, who will? People already have a bad perception of Israel because people choose the easier way out. And instead of standing their ground about Israel, they walk away. Well, as a Canadian Jewish teenager, I made a promise to myself that I won't allow bad comments about Israel to go unprovoked. When I question the validity of the Israel haters' claim, that will show the people around me that Israel is worth fighting for, because I would explain how great of a country Israel really is. The most important thing to remember is that Israel is full of wonderful things, and it's a country that's worth fighting for.
Wow, that's some really good advice. Thank you so much, Rabbi Fellis, for coming on our show. You definitely deserve your cookies. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go get Rabbi Fellis her cookies. And when we're back, I will introduce our next guest. Thank you from the Political Kitchen.
God bless.
Honestly, everyone in this school is atrocious. They don't even have any style. Look over there. That girl is tucking her pants into her socks. That was never in style. Get out of here. Carry my lunch.
That was a tad mean.
Oh, please. I was helping her. What in the world are you eating, Iz? What, are you going on cracker diet on us? Well, I always thought you could lose a few pounds. You're a tad on the bigger side.
It's Passover. We eat it to remind us of the Jews being freed from slavery.
I just don't care. Just tomorrow, bring something normal. Or you can go eat over there with the losers.
But Passover is for 8 days. It's basically all I can eat.
Then don't eat. Or you can go sit over there with that dude with the socks. Now, back to me. I can't decide what color manicure to get tomorrow. What do you think?
This stuff is really good, Shelly. Do you want to try it?
Gross is, do you not remember what I said? If you want to eat that stuff, go sit over there.
My name is Isabel, not Iz, and I really don't care if me eating embarrasses you.
Excuse me?
You just look the Pharaoh oppressing the Jewish people. If Moses can stand up to him, then I can stand up to you. The way you treat people is disgusting, and I am being oppressed by you. I used to think that Moses standing up to the Pharaoh was a mistake. Why take a stand when you're not the one being oppressed? But if you can't be yourself, then you are being oppressed. If you can't accept me eating something weird for 1 week in a year, then you don't deserve me as a friend. Goodbye.
What's her problem? You. Wait up!
Maria, you'll be such a good student council president. You have such good ideas. Don't let your fears keep you from running.
But Barty, you know Samantha's the most popular girl in school. She has all the votes wired.
You don't need to worry about that. I can out-fabulous anyone. Or my name isn't Bartholomew Edward Stiles. You have all the ideas. All you need is a kick-ass campaign.
Well, there is a discussion forum, and we can make a campaign posters and a video and buttons. Good luck, Samantha.
Say it for yourself. Don't choke. Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Hollinger, but you already knew that. Vote for me, and you won't regret it. I know how to throw a great party, and if you like me, the whole year will be a party. Who better to vote for than a person in the center of the social circle? Why fix what isn't broken? I have been in the center of the social circle since grade 9. Okay? I know how the school works. Vote for me because I know what works, not like some nobody who doesn't know her Prada from her Gucci.
Hi, I'm Maria Russo, and I'm not the center of the social circle. And that's why I'm so qualified. I see things from a perspective of the average student, the people who are not the glitz and glam of the primary prep circle. The majority of the populace in this school are not preps. And it's time to have a president that speaks for them. If I'm elected, I will push for greater break time after exams and cafeteria food at more reasonable prices, and modify the late rules so students who are 5 minutes late don't have detention for an hour. I may not be the glitz and glam of parties, but what really needs to get done will happen if you elect me. I want to improve this school, not make it prettier.
Hey! Congrats, Maria, and you can do it. No one communicates better than you.
Barty, what happened to your body?
Well, I felt like the body I was in was not right for me. Hey, Maria. I just wanted to say congratulations on winning Prez. You really do have some great ideas. I could really use a longer break after exams. But remember, every leader needs to welcome change. And if you need help working on the social aspect of the school, You know who to call. Oh, and don't mess up. I'll be watching you.
Samantha, I might take you up on that offer.
Maria, what are you doing collaborating with her? She's Samantha.
Bartholomew, you know a good leader has to listen to others and to be open to new things. If I can keep the preps happy with a few dances and still make the changes I want, then that's what I have to do. How would you like to be the official dancing committee head? I still have to set the budget and the date, but the rest is all up to your discretion. You were right when you said I don't know about my Gucci or my Prada. But with the socialist thing, I might be good to have a little bit help.
You're smarter than I thought, Maria. Only a true leader can recognize new ideas and other people's strengths to do what's best for the school. I guess so. A little bit confused? That's all right. What you may not realize at first is that all three skits have one thing in common. They're all aspects of genuine leaders. A genuine leader isn't afraid to stand up for something they believe in, and they do this by welcoming change, as well as communicating their ideas with fact.
A genuine leader does not simply support Israel, but they explain with fact why they do, by showing its importance and the legitimate claims Jews have to Israel. A genuine leader can make things happen. A genuine leader is a catalyst for change. That is what the three skits tried to show you today. The three aspects of a genuine leader.
Food for thought. Nom, 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 nom.
In the bullying skit we showed, Isabel had to stand up to her friend, Izzy. The question we have for you is it harder to stand up to your friend or to your enemy?
So we did a skit with the female rabbi, which is a pretty controversial issue. What do you think about female rabbis?
In our skit, we used Israel as a means to stand up. But would you stand up for Israel itself?
In one skit, we talked about Israel's importance to the Jews from both the Torah's perspective and from today's perspective. The question is, why is Israel important for you? In our skit, we discussed a lot of ways of communication. What do you think is the most effective way of communicating? Is it by phone, by text, face-to-face?